The biggest glazers in media. Now, I would have made a video on my most hated cartoon characters, but this topic popped up into my head. And at the end of the video, we are going to name someone the biggest glazer in media history. So first off, we gotta define what glazing is. Either just being a complete yes man, meat rider, or you're on the other side of the spectrum where you're such a hater to the point where it's glazing. Like, these characters will think about another character non-stop. So here we go, the biggest glazers in media. We first gotta start with Timmy's dad. I mean, it's a pretty obvious one. His catchphrase is literally to say dinkleberg in an angry monotone voice. Who wouldn't put Timmy's dad on his list? Because clearly Dinkleberg lives in his head rent-free. He's got a whole estate in Timmy's dad's head. Bro's been hating Dinkleberg since day one. His first words were probably Dinkleberg, if we're being honest. There's a whole 30-minute compilation on YouTube of every Dinkleberg shoutouts, which, let's be honest, most of the time it's him hating on Dinkleberg. Trying to sabotage Dinkleberg, hating on Dinkleberg, and even trying to get Dinkleberg hit by a car. Like, Dinkleberg showed him this, like, a grill invention. Even that got him mad. And it turned a cow into, like, 4 steaks, and he's over here like, Dinkleberg. There's no way someone is that jealous of another human being. They got the why I oughta fist and everything. Did Dinkleberg almost kill him or something? Like, I don't know, bro. Does the lore go that deep? I just think it's rich or something, because apparently Dinkleberg, it's an acronym for double income, no kids. And there's like a bunch of instances in the show where Timmy's dad is like mad that Dinkleberg has nice things, basically. Which, to be honest, you could spend all that energy hating on Dinkleberg into getting your cheese up. Next, we have The Deep from The Boys. I've never seen somebody glaze Homelander so much, to the point where this dude almost, had to change his name to Deep Throat. We'll just say that. He almost punished another man's pickle for Homelander because he wants to follow his orders. Like, zip it up when you're done. And he's over here, even before he had to do the pickle punishment, he said, oh, you really make a lot of good points, sure. They were discussing whether to bring in this guy called Wrangler or not. And as soon as Homelander said that he wanted him in, they all switched up. Like, they literally just said the dude was insane, and then they all switched up when Homelander said, let's bring him in. But Deep, man, that's a whole nother level, bro. You almost... I'm not even gonna talk about it. And Train wanted... I don't know why he's letting that slide, too. The fact that they almost did it is crazy. I mean, it basically is glazing at this point, literally. Next, we have Mr. Laruso from Cobra Kai. Now, this character is the main inspiration for this video. Why are you glazing Mr. Miyagi so much? This dude's always yimmering about the Miyagi-Do way, bro. Like, there's more to life than the Miyagi-Do way. Shut the hell up. And the glaze got even worse in season 6. I'm just gonna roll this clip right here.
It would have helped me then and would have helped her now.
We don't teach these kids to fight with anger. It's not the Miyagi-Do way.
Zip it up when you're done, buddy. And the instances of him glazing Mr. Miyagi, it goes on for about 20 minutes. It's like 40 different occasions. Possibly even 50, bro. I don't even know. There was one instance where he was talking to Miguel at the car shop where he took a long round trip to Okinawa just to be there with Mr. Miyagi. This man blew his entire college fund. They called that shit the Daniel Fund. Like, he was in no financial shape to be flying to Okinawa with Mr. Miyagi. But he did it. I don't even think bro had a job. It was just purely all savings money, which was all supposed to be put towards college. The amount of times Daniel Laruso mentions Miyagi is insane. Like, bro, let him rest at this point. And there's all these pictures of him on his dojo wall. Like, holy shit. It's basically his whole personality at this point. And I guess Mr. Miyagi helped him turn his life around. That's why he's glazing him over here like he's a god. But that's on you, Mr. Laruso. That is on you. You changed your life. You made the choice to turn your life around. That's not all because of Mr. Miyagi. And who cares if other people don't want to fight the Miyagi-Do way? Like, he's practically shoving it down their throats at this point. Next, we have Mordecai from Regular Show. Now, I know it may constitute as simping. Bro made a whole song about Margaret. Literally, Margaret this, Margaret that. He would probably do anything for Margaret, but he killed Rigby by shoving him off a microwave. I don't know what inner dimension they were in. But how do you have this much glaze for a girl you don't even know? This was like the very, very beginning of the show when this happened. He knew Rigby for who even knows how long. And then he just met Margaret, already glazing. And him singing in the golf cart, talking about Margaret, that shit was corny as hell, bro. You know what? I don't even care. He deserves a spot in this video.
Hanging with Margaret just to feel so good, like I knew it would.
And there's another example. There's more. There's plenty of them, but there's one big example, which is crazy glaze. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we all know that one guy who will absolutely suck up to women when they say men suck. Well, Mordecai did exactly that. So they were in the coffee shop and Margaret said, "Not seeing anyone right now, guys are jerks." And here's what Mordecai responded with.
God, I know, right? Guys are the worst.
And then he looks at Rigby all shocked like, "Oh, yo, I just spat some crazy game." Like, you are not him, lil bro. You're the biggest Margaret meat rider to ever exist. Next, we have John Kreese from Cobra Kai yet again. Like, this show is just all about glazing, I guess. Because this dude, John Kreese, he's so prideful for Cobra Kai, he thinks he is Cobra Kai. And he was talking about high school karate like it was World War II or some shit. Saying they, like, got better and stronger soldiers than Miyagi-Do or something. Like, this is high school karate, lil bro. I don't know how he's sitting there talking to Laruso or aka Miyagi-Do way about how this is apparently soldiers in a war on the front lines. I don't know, I guess the tournaments they participate in, I guess they have a crazy paycheck or something because he's taking it way too serious for all this shit to end up being free. And of course, this dude's willing to cheat and probably even pay off the refs, like who even knows? But it's really not that deep, it's high school karate. Next, we have Plankton. I've never seen somebody glaze a formula more in my entire life. And I've never seen so much hating in my entire life either. Like, he basically spends his entire life trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula. Like, basically, that's his whole existence. There's a whole 30-minute video on the SpongeBob channel of him trying to steal the formula. It was basically like every damn episode, he was up to some sort of scheme. Like, he could even go invisible, do whatever. Always comes up with these crazy-ass ideas to steal the formula. Like, even one time he went invisible or some shit. This dude is doing the most for the Krabby Patty formula, bro. Like, it can't be that good, right? Like, he's coming up with all these crazy-ass inventions with this high-level college IQ who keeps saying he goes to college, or that he went to college or some shit. Meanwhile, Plankton's over there making jack shit at the chum bucket. And at this point in time, I think it's time to come up with your own formula, or your own food, or whatever. Like, with this much D1 hating, glazing, you could have passed up Mr. Krabs already. And speaking of even more D1 haters in SpongeBob, we got all the fish in SpongeBob. And when I was scrolling in my recommended, I found a video about why the background fish in SpongeBob were so mean. I have no idea. They're doing unholy amounts of glazing. It reminds me of a comment section. Like, they'll always just say the most passive-aggressive shit ever. Like, there was one time Squidward was in an art class. He was, like, preaching about his dreams or some shit. And then the janitor fish was like, "You teach art in a rec center," and told him to calm down. And even when SpongeBob tried to get his license, another fish got his license. And SpongeBob's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my license too." And he said, "I doubt it." This is some crazy level hating, bro. This is more hating than Plankton. They all hate the main characters. It's probably because they're all side characters. That might be why. I guess they're just jealous of the main characters. I don't know, maybe not. They did beat up an old guy that was also a fish, so I don't know, and he was just some random character. Just because they're all D1 haters. I don't know what other reason they had. Next, we have Dark Vegan from Johnny Test. This dude is a boof Darth Vader. Like, it is the biggest knockoff ever. Just for that, he's going on the list, bro. Like, how do you meat ride someone so much to the point you become a villain? You try to steal all the vegetation on Earth, and your biggest op is Johnny Test. You are not on the Death Star, lil bro. Like, he's just a wannabe villain. The glaze is just insane for Darth Vader. And look at his mask too, like he thinks he's all mysterious and shit, when his whole life goal, his whole mission is to stop Johnny Test. And bro thinks he's Darth Vader, I guess. I don't know. Bro really said Dark Vegan and called it a day, bro. Like, this is just some Wish level glazing, Temu level glazing. But who wins though? I don't know. Probably either the Deep, because he almost deep-throated, we'll say, or Laruso, because he mentioned Miyagi so many times. It's at like 50 at this point. Acting like he's a god over here. Go watch this video on the end screen right here. It's about characters with no aura. Do it. What are you doing?